Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, January 16th, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts. We'll take a look at the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you're going to see here is the futures are trading lower today by 2.25 points at the moment to 1463 per contract. They were a little bit lower about 30 minutes ago, but they have come off the lows a little bit. So we'll see where this thing trades out today. Traders should expect a volatile trading day. This is the Wednesday before options expiration. We usually call this Whipsaw Wednesday. Anytime you get the week before options expiration, a monthly expiration that is, you will see a lot of volatility. The Wednesday before it usually is the most volatile trading day of the week. So traders should be prepared for a volatile trading day today. We'll see how it finishes out at the end of the session. But usually volatility will pick up, so you could see moves in both directions on a day like today. So again, futures are just down about 2 points. No real damage here from what we could see. You do have Apple trading higher this morning in the pre-market. Stock closed at 485.92. That is helping the NASDAQ futures get a little bit of a bid. NASDAQ futures are trading higher by about 3.5 to 4 points at the moment to around 27.17. 27.18 per contract. So again, Apple helping the NASDAQ. Yesterday it did. The stock did sell off, closing below the 500 level. That is a pivotal area. 500 is definitely a key psychological number, so traders should still be very careful with Apple, but considering options expiration is this Friday, expect volatility again in that stock today. Alright, let's take a look at a few different things out here. First and foremost, there will be economic news out at 8:30, I believe. So you're going to have, I think it's CPI at 8:30. You'll also have industrial production at 9:15. So be ready for that. So you have news out at 8:15 and 9:15 and 8:30. Also at 10 o'clock, you will have, I believe, the NAHB Housing Market Index for January. So we'll see what that comes out. And I think 2 o'clock this afternoon, we have the Federal Reserve's Beige Book. So there's a lot of economic data out today. Traders should watch for that going forward. So there is a lot of economic data in play today. Taking a look at a few different things out there. First, we want to take a look at gold. Gold is trading down $9. Gold had a very nice move yesterday. Today, moving lower. You'll take a look at the GLD this morning. You'll see the GLD trading right around $132.39. Yesterday, it did finish around $162.55. So gold is just down just a touch, but the spot price is down by $9 to $1,675 an ounce. Oil is flat this morning. No real change in oil. Let's take a look at the USO, which is a proxy for light sweet crude. Yesterday, the USO finished at $39.99. Today it is trading at $34.02. So basically right where it closed. Flat day for the most part on light sweet crude. Again, the dollar is showing a little bit of strength this morning. It's only up 5 cents, not a big deal, but it has rallied off of an earlier sell-off around 6 o'clock. So here's the dollar. I'll zoom in a little bit so you get a better view. Here's the dollar. It has been pulling back a little bit over the past 30 minutes, and that has helped the markets inflate. But nonetheless, dollar is flat this morning, trading right around that 79.88 level at the moment. So if the dollar does start to come back down and sell off, expect oil, gold, and I would also expect equities to inflate and trade higher. But right now, dollar's hanging in there, at least at the moment. All right, a few different things we have to look at here when it comes to stocks. But before we get to the stock market, I just want to do a quick glance on Europe. And we do have the German DAX down about 0.3%. CAC 40, which is France, down about 0.25%. But you have Italy down 1.5% today. So again, I haven't looked into what's causing that move in Italy, but nonetheless, Italy is down 250 points, which is around 1.4, 1.5%. The IBEX 35, which is Spain, that is down about 0.6%, and obviously the FTSE 100, which is different because they can print their own money, down 0.5% today. So that's where we stand in Europe. Let's take a look at stocks that are moving markets today. We're going to start off with Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, big broker dealer slash whatever you want to call it, hedge fund, bank. I don't even know what to make of it. But again, Goldman, pretty sizable move this morning. I would not be buying this gap up here. It's not a terribly weak gap, but around the 141, 140, 150. I mean, there's just a ton of resistance. I'm not sure it will even get there. Goldman reported blockbuster numbers, so they speak. They tripled their earnings. I think that's what they said, but we don't even care about that. We only care about the reaction. And this stock has already had a big move. So again, the upside should be limited here for Goldman Sachs, just simply because the numbers are already baked into the cake. So the market was expecting good numbers. They got the good surprise. Now, the institutions will take it up only to take it down, in my opinion. Hard to beat the numbers that Goldman had. Funny thing about all these numbers that are coming out of the financials, yet they're laying off, thousands of people. It's pretty ironic, but that's how you get better numbers. Just lay off people. Let's take a look at J.P. Morgan. This is another one that had numbers today. Stock really isn't doing terrible. Closed at 46.35. Today it's trading at 45.90. There's really no play here on JPM. A lot of resistance. The stock has had just a stellar move from the middle of November, so it could be a little bit overbought. Could be a little bit of a sell the news type deal. But I'd give the stock the upside bias to around $48. Ultimately, there's no trade here. If it gets to $48, I think it's a fade candidate. But without that happening, I wouldn't do anything at the moment. Stock is just trading slightly lower than its closing price. There's not much you could do with it right now. Let's take a look at Boeing this morning. Boeing had, I believe, a Japanese airliner that had an emergency landing due to another battery going on fire, or a battery burning out. I don't know what the deal is there, but looks like Boeing has sold off, and now it's catching a little bit of a bounce to around the $74 level. So if it breaks the recent low, which is around $73, I think traders should watch $69.63, $67.02, and then you got $64.40. Those are all your bounce areas for Boeing. Okay, it's a fairly strong gap down, so those levels actually can be hit today. I would not rule them out, especially if the market is weak. If the market's strong, maybe this thing will hold up. But keep those on the radar. 69.63, 67.02, and then 64.40. Those are your levels of support for scalp bounces on Boeing. Now, next one I'm looking at here is Chipotle Grill. This stock is a little bit on the thin side. What I mean by that is that it does not trade more than 1 million shares a day. On average, it probably trades around, 250,000 or 300,000, somewhere there. So it's a very thin stock. This is a strong gap down. The stock did trade as low as, I believe, 264 today. In the pre-market, it's getting a bid back up to 275. So you can see how this thing can move when it's a thin volume stock. I'm showing some intraday support at 270. That's an aggressive play. The better play would be 261.52. You'll find some support there. And then 250.86. And then ultimately it's going to be all the way downtown Charlie Brown to 233. Now, this is a very thin stock. Like I said, a light volume name. These moves can get over exaggerated to the upside and to the downside. In this case, we'd watch for an over exaggeration to the downside. But nonetheless, those are the levels. So we'll see how they play. If you want to try 270, remember it's very aggressive. Cut down your share size. That's a very aggressive play. But 261.50, 251.86, and 233.58 are more conservative, and they look a little bit better. Let's take a look at ticker symbol CIE, which is Cobalt International. This stock is getting hit a little bit today. Closed at $26.75, trading at $25 at the moment. This is a fairly strong gap down. The stock, trades okay volume. There's no problem there. The only levels I see, you may get an intraday bounce around 23.57, and then I like this 22.30 level. It may even get a little bounce around 22.70, but 22.30 is your more conservative spot, and then after that it's all the way down to $20. So again, those are your levels for Cobalt stock is trading right now at $25, but most likely this kind of gap down is fairly strong. It can trade lower, so you're going to watch 23.57, get a little bit of a bounce there, and then it's really 22.30. It might be 22.70. I haven't been able to. I didn't have enough time this morning to try to calculate that, but go with 22.30. It's the more conservative level. Let's take a look at VRA, which is Vera Bradley, I believe. Yes, Vera Bradley. This one is trading up to $25. Closed at 23 yesterday. Good gap up. The stock is a lighter volume name, a little bit on the thin side, if you ask me. So this one can overshoot. I would probably watch a couple levels here: 26.85. Maybe it's 26.55, somewhere in there. Give that 30-cent wiggle room, and then watch for resistance at 27.58 and 28.77. So decent little move there. That is a strong gap, but those are the resistance points again going forward: 26.52 to 26.85, and then it would be 27.58 and then 28.77. So again, there could be some pullbacks in there, up there at those levels in that stock. That's what we'd have to watch for. There are a lot of other stocks in motion today, but nothing that I'm seeing really stand out as a real good gap trade setup. So I gave you the best that I'm seeing this morning. There could be some others that are going to pop up, but we are in the heart of earnings season, so we're going to get a lot more gap plays each and every day going forward, hopefully. And as I see them, I'll just point out those levels. These are only scalp levels, nothing more. They're not swing trading levels. These are just for scalp trading, and that's all they are. Okay, so with that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and I will see you on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everyone.